Assalamualaikum and hello. We are from Group 6A. This is our poster presentation on E-Sulam project. Our topic is child abuse.
Greetings, my name is Sivanandini Raghupati and my matrix number is 056925. I would like to start with the abstract for the poster presentation. Child abuse in Malaysia is not a stranger to everyone. Every single day we will hear the news about being child abused, either by the parents, relatives, friends, or someone who is being responsible to take care of the child while the parents are off to work. However, the offense of child abuse always comes to the light when it involves with physical violence to a child that leads the child being taken to the hospital. Child abuse includes sexual abuse, emotional abuse, bullying, child grooming, and etc. Thus, this E-Sulam project aims to spread awareness about child abuse. Moving on to the introduction and background of topic, the aim of this review was to summarize published literature on child abuse and neglect and its consequences in Malaysia, to discuss the implication of research findings and identify the gaps in the local literature on child abuse and neglect. This study basically emphasizes to increase community awareness and educating the society about issues on child abuse, meanwhile, to assess the understanding of child and their knowledge on child abuse. Physical abuse of children is common problem worldwide. The definition of physical abuse may vary from one culture or community to another. For example, physical punishment of children is outlawed in some countries, while other countries have few barriers to families administering draconian punishment to their children. In countries with organized child protection laws and system, the medical examination and documentation on inflicted injury to children are important for the children's protection. The recognition and documentation of abusive injuries are needed in cases involving living children as well as in child homicide cases. The World Health Organization defines child or physical abuse of a child as that which results in actual or potential physical harm from an interaction or lack of interaction, which is reasonably within the control of a parent or a person in a position of responsibility, power, or trust. The consequences of maltreatment or child abuse can be extremely devastating. The issue and study behind this research, it has focused on the importance of the particular timing, intensity, context of abuse on the outcome. More extensive studies looking at the complex interaction of social environment, parenting skills, society attitudes and responses factors, and child safety nets and statutory response and their impact on different types of child abuse and neglect. The methodology used is the advocacy-based service learning was applied in this research investigation to learn about the motivations, goals, and principles of a certain research topic. The main purpose of this methodology is to create awareness or educate others on the matters regarding to child abuse. Survey is the method applied for gathering information for this research purpose. Information was gathered through questionnaires, mostly based on individual or group experience regarding on a particular phenomena. In this research of child abuse, the data were used for discovering the underlying content of child abuse, which helps the community to overcome the issue addressed in the society.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Akila Nadira and I'll be explaining on our first objective, that is to access the understanding of a child on child abuse. In the poster, we have included a table on the awareness of any sign of child abuse, and based on the data collected from the questionnaire that has been distributed, we can see that a number of respondents had stated that they are aware of any sign of child abuse. A small number had stated that they are not aware of the sign of child abuse. It is concerning that 33% of the respondents are not sure of the sign of child abuse. It can almost be the same as not knowing what is the sign of child abuse. This shows that 48% of the respondents are not entirely aware of matters relating to child abuse. Even though the number of respondents stating that they are aware of child abuse is higher, the number of children below the age of 18 that are unaware of the sign of child abuse are very concerning. Other than that, based on the data collected, we had also discovered that majority of the respondents believed that child abuse would affect the child mentally and physically. such as having a low self-esteem and feel very insecure about themselves. We had also managed to collect data on the steps that would be taken by the respondent in order to deal with child abuse. Most of the respondents mentioned that they would seek for help by telling their trusted ones, parents or friends in which they felt is a good place to talk about their situation. And some says that they would do nothing as they don't know how to deal with the situation and what are the right steps that need to be taken in that situation. The other respondents said that they would make a report to the police station, child abuse center, teachers or the fire station. And lastly, some says that they would isolate themselves in a room.
Hello, my name is Farhan Ajiha binti Muhammad Fairuz and my metric number is 054997. So in regards to our second objective, which is to study the impacts of child abuse among adolescents in Malaysia, we have found that based on the data collected from the respondents, there are some major impacts of child abuse in the children's everyday life. Majority of the respondents stated that they felt insecure after the experience of being child abused. Meanwhile, 8 of them responded that they did not feel insecure after the experience. With the majority of them feeling insecure, this is concerning as they will have problems with their self-esteem. Furthermore, a majority of the respondents stated that they always feel in danger after experiencing child abuse. This shows that the effect of child abuse causes the feeling of being constantly in danger. Victims of child abuse should enjoy their life like normal children without having to worry about the constant danger. Lastly, we can see that child abuse will always give negative impacts on the life of the children. Majority of the respondents had stated that child abuse had given an impact on their mental state or mental health. This is worrying not only because the children will have a hard time to socialize with other people due to trust issues, some of the victims also have the tendency to be suicidal and develop anxiety and depression disorder. Therefore, we should curb the problem of child abuse in our community, and we believe that harsher punishments should be given to the abuser as the negative impacts of child abuse towards the life of the victims will remain forever if no action is taken.
My name is Nur Farahin and my metric number is 054991. For our third objective in relating to the study the awareness of child abuse among adolescents in Malaysia in legal perspective, we have found that half of the child has the knowledge that there is an existing law regulating the offence of child abuse in Malaysia. This shows that they know how and who to find for help if there is experiencing child abuse. Most of them only know that the offence of child abuse is imprisonment. Another half of the respondents stated that they don't know or uncertain if Malaysia has any regulating law. Thus, from the result, we found out that there is a need for children to have the knowledge about regulating law so the cases for child abuse can be prevented. In regards to our reflections in this E-Sulam project, the program of E-Sulam had taught our group by enhancing our knowledge regarding the topic of child abuse, which had been a social problem among the society from a long time ago. It also encourages us to find and explain to the society about what kind of conduct defines abuse and its punishment as described in the Domestic Violence Amendment Act 2017. Besides that, we also find the need to tell others about the way of preventing and how to seek from the authorities if any of them face the situation of child abuse. Apart from that, we also learn new things on the cooperation and leadership values because throughout these 4 months of planning, executing, analyzing and finalizing the project, all of the members need to give full cooperation and contribute a lot of time to make the project successful. From here, we learn how to manage our time among the group members so that we can discuss our project smoothly. Lastly, we also learn on how to approach the society related to child abuse by way of distributing the Google form containing a list of questions and short information for their knowledge related to the topic.
My name is Farisha Najwa. My metric number is 054943. Based on the answers of all respondents, it could be concluded that some children are still not aware of child abuse situation and might not know how to respond to such situations. There is also almost half of the respondents have known somebody from their life who have faced the problem of child abuse before. It shows that there are more cases of child abuse out there which may not known by the authorities. Besides that, a big portion of respondents are either unaware or do not know the signs of child abuse, means that their unawareness is a failure on the part of the authority and society to spread the awareness of child abuse to these children. The seriousness of child abuse can be seen when majority of the respondents would feel insecure of themselves as a result of child abuse. This might give a big impact on their life in the long run because child abuse might affect them psychologically. Fortunately, 60% of the respondents would take the steps of calling the authority or telling it to someone they trust, such as the police or parents, while another 40% are still afraid or do not know on what steps to be taken. Therefore, there is a crucial need for the society to spread the awareness of the steps that shall be taken by the victims or the eyewitnesses if they face any child abuse cases. It also shows that half of the respondents had shown that they clearly know the law regulating on child abuse cases, although they might not know the details of it. But it is a relief that they are aware that there are law and punishments provided for child abuser and the victims would be surely protected by law in Malaysia. Therefore, the suggestion to stop child abuse is by seeking protection through law, which is Domestic Violence Amendment Act 2017, which specifically enacted for the management and prevention of child abuse cases. If it is found out that the accused had committed abuse by way of causing physical injuries or mental abusement, he will face the charge of punishment provided under the Act, which is from jail terms to fines and can include offences under Penal Code too. Apart from that, the victims can also reach out to Talian Kasih, a 24-hour hotline set up by the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development. If the victims suffer from any physical injuries or need medical assistance, they can stop by the government hospital because it is provided with emergency rooms known as One-Stop Crisis Center or SAC, which provides medical treatment such as emergency and trauma, psychiatric and gynecology treatment. The victims can also reach out to the police station and apply for a temporary protection known as Interim Protection Order, IPO, to restrain the abuser from inflicting violence towards victim before the police investigation is carried out. Another solution for immediate protection is by applying Emergency Protection Order, EPO, which can be obtained within 2 hours. If the abuser breached the protection order upon him or her, they may be punished with jail sentence up to 2 years and or fine up to 5,000 ringgit. So that's all from us. Thank you.